Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to the channel. We're so glad to have you here again as we share another powerful, emotional story from everyday life. If you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss what's coming next. Now, let's begin today's story. He was one of the richest men in the country, William Sterling. The name itself came with weight, power, legacy. He wasn't born into wealth. He built it, brick by brick, deal by deal, sleepless night after sleepless night. They said he was ruthless in the boardroom, unstoppable in negotiations. But outside the spotlight, behind the headlines, he was just a man haunted by absence. He was in his early 60s, tall with silver-streaked hair and deep-set eyes that always seemed to be studying everything yet revealing nothing. People called him brilliant, but cold. After losing his wife and child, he withdrew from the world, building a fortress around his grief and himself. To the world, he was untouchable. To those who worked for him, he was invisible. His face graced magazines. His firm controlled billions. And his mansion, well, most people only saw it from afar, tucked behind iron gates and trimmed hedges like a fortress of glass and stone. But to Amanda, that mansion wasn't some symbol of power. It was where she scrubbed floors, washed sheets, and cried when no one was looking. Amanda Reyes was a maid, just 29, single mother, no family to rely on, no college degree. Just a strong back, tired feet, and a silent prayer that each paycheck would be enough to buy diapers, pay rent, and keep the lights on. She never even saw the billionaire himself. Not at first. Just his assistants, his guards, and his strict schedules. You'll clean the West Wing. Don't touch the piano room. Don't enter the study. Don't speak unless spoken to. Those were the rules, and she followed them. Perfectly. It was past midnight. The house was silent, bathed in shadows and moonlight leaking through tall glass windows. Amanda tiptoed through the kitchen, her sneakers nearly soundless against the tile. She shouldn't have been there. The rules were clear. Clean. Stay invisible. Never be seen after hours. But tonight, she didn't care. Her babysitter had canceled again. Her son, Jamie, had a fever. She'd been late, got scolded by the staff, dropped a tray of crystal glasses, skipped lunch, and barely held herself together during dinner service. Now her body ached, her eyes burned, and her heart felt like it might collapse under the weight of everything. So she sat at the edge of the counter, away from the security cameras, and let herself cry. Soft, silent tears. No sobs, no wailing, just quiet surrender. She thought she was alone, until she heard the soft click of a door, then the lightest footsteps behind her. She froze. When she turned, she saw him, William Sterling, barefoot, wearing silk pajama pants and a robe, holding a glass of water. He looked less like a billionaire, and more like a ghost, pale, tired, human. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then, without a word, he walked to the kettle, poured water into a second cup, dropped in a chamomile tea bag, and set it gently on the counter beside her. "You look like you haven't slept in years," he said. His voice was calm, not cold, not sharp, just real. Amanda let out a breathy laugh. It escaped before she could stop it. Then came the apology. And then, the tears. He didn't interrupt, didn't scold, didn't walk away. He just stood there, listening, still, silent, steady. And for the first time in what felt like forever, someone saw her. Not as a maid, not as a rule breaker, but as a woman who was just tired. That night, something shifted. A door opened, just a crack. And sometimes, that's all it takes. The next morning, Amanda woke up certain she'd be fired. She had broken the rules. She had been seen. She had cried in front of the man whose name was printed on billion-dollar contracts. But when she arrived at the mansion, something was different. The head butler approached her, expression unreadable, and handed her a crisp note. "You're on personal residence detail now," he said. "Mr. Sterling requested it." Amanda blinked. No one ever got that assignment. Suddenly, her job changed. She wasn't mopping marble floors or dusting chandeliers anymore. Now she was delivering William's breakfast tray, picking up his dry cleaning, folding his clothes, arranging his books just the way he liked them, watering the small orchid in the corner of his study, even though she was sure it was fake. They didn't speak much, but sometimes they did. "Do you like classical music?" he asked one day, while she set a tea tray on the desk. Amanda hesitated. "Sometimes," she replied softly, "when it doesn't make me cry." He looked at her, longer than usual, then smiled, just a little. A quiet, rare curve of the mouth that looked like it had been forgotten long ago. He didn't say anything else. But the next day, when she entered the study, a quiet cello melody was playing. One afternoon, he noticed a photograph tucked inside her wallet, accidentally left open on the table. "Your son?" he asked. Amanda nodded, embarrassed. "Yes, Jamie. He's 7. Loves dinosaurs, grilled cheese, and pretending he's not scared of thunder, even though he is." William didn't laugh, but his eyes softened. "I used to do that too," he said. Then he turned back to his book. But something had changed. Something gentle, unspoken, real. Weeks turned into months. Amanda learned his routines, his moods, when to open the windows, when he needed silence, and when he just needed someone nearby. She never pried, but he slowly opened up. He told her about Elaine, his wife, gone too soon in a car crash. Their son, only 6 years old, both gone in an instant. "Since then," he said once, "I've been surviving, but not living." Amanda listened, not because she had to, but because grief recognizes grief. And behind his money, his walls, his marble floors, she saw a man just trying to breathe. So she became more than a maid. She became his calm, his quiet, his friend. Then came the diagnosis. Cancer, late stage, aggressive. Amanda felt the world spin under her feet when he told her. Her throat tightened, her hands trembled, and for a full minute, she forgot how to speak. This man, who had been a quiet anchor in her storm, was slipping away. She wanted to scream, to demand the universe rewind, to ask why. Why now? But instead, she just stood there, eyes brimming, heart shattering in silence. He didn't want treatment, didn't want pity, didn't even tell his family. Just Amanda. One evening, he handed her a letter, told her softly, "Don't open it, not unless something happens." She begged him to fight, begged him to try. He just smiled, that same quiet, tired smile. "I fought long enough," he whispered. 3 months later, he was gone. No farewell, no ceremony, just silence. Amanda found the house emptier than ever, colder, quieter. Then they came. His family, people who hadn't spoken to him in years, swooped in like vultures, lawyers, papers, greedy eyes. They spoke in whispers, in assumptions, in plans. They talked about assets, about splitting the estate, about who would get the yacht, and who would take the art. Then the lawyer arrived and read the will. Everything, his home, his estate, his shares, his accounts, was left to one name. Amanda Reyes. Gasps, screaming, threats of lawsuits. She manipulated him. She's a maid, for God's sake. This is fraud. But then, the video. A television wheeled in. A flash drive inserted, and there he was, William, sitting in his favorite chair, calm, gentle, looking right into the camera. To those watching, Amanda didn't steal from me. She gave me more than any of you ever did. She gave me back pieces of myself I thought I'd buried. A pause. I leave her my legacy because she restored my humanity. Amanda didn't keep it all. She used part of the fortune to buy a modest home, enroll Jamie in the best school she could find, and ensure her days of struggling were finally over. But the rest? She gave it away. She founded the Sterling Hope Foundation, offering housing, education, and job training to single mothers, just like her. She funded scholarships in William and Elaine's names at the local college, helping dozens of young people chase dreams they never thought possible. She didn't do it for recognition. She didn't do it for gratitude. She did it because she knew exactly what it meant to feel unseen. And every Sunday, she and Jamie visited the garden William once loved. They planted sunflowers. Not because he asked, not for show, not for the papers, but because in those golden petals reaching quietly for the sky, Amanda saw something lasting. Hope. Just like the kind William had given her.